Imagine a book so vast, so heavy, it could crush a man. A book born from despair, whispered to be the product of a desperate pact with the devil himself. This isn't just any ancient manuscript. This is the Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible. And within its colossal pages lie secrets, mysteries, and a story so unbelievable, it has haunted history for over 800 years. And now please stop the video and subscribe to our channel. To be able to keep making videos like this, we need to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Thank you. Housed in the National Library of Sweden, the Codex Gigas is, quite simply, monumental. We're talking about the largest extant medieval manuscript on Earth, standing nearly a meter tall. That's roughly 36 inches, 20 inches wide, and weighing a staggering 165 pounds. Imagine trying to lift that off your bookshelf. It's believed to be made from the processed hides of over 160 animals. 160! A Herculean feat of medieval craftsmanship. But the true mystery isn't just how it was made. It's who made it. And why. Legend has it, the Codex Gigas was not created by human hands alone. The most enduring, chilling story centers on a Benedictine monk in Bohemia, circa the early 13th century. He had committed a grave sin, a violation of his sacred vows, and his punishment was dire. To be walled alive within the monastery, in a desperate bid for salvation, or perhaps just to avoid a slow, agonizing death, he made a promise to his superiors. He would create a book, a single magnificent tome that would contain all human knowledge, glorious and immense, a monument to the monastery. And he would do it, astonishingly, in a single night. As midnight approached, the impossibility of his task became agonizingly clear. Alone in his cell, consumed by terror and hopelessness, the monk turned to the only entity he believed could help him now. He made a pact, his eternal soul, for the completion of the book by dawn. And so, the devil, it is said, descended, and the Codex Gigas was born. As a tribute, or perhaps a warning, the monk included a full-page portrait of his infernal helper. It's a compelling, terrifying story, isn't it? The kind of legend that makes this book infamous. And yes, inside its pages, there is that striking full-page depiction of Satan, rendered with an unsettling intensity. But what does modern scholarship say? While the legend is captivating, analysis of the Codex Gigas points to a different, albeit equally remarkable, truth. The handwriting, the illumination, the entire style of the manuscript, it is astonishingly consistent. So consistent, in fact, that experts believe it was indeed the work of a single scribe. Not one night, but an estimated 20 to 30 years of dedicated, painstaking labor. Imagine that commitment. Decades spent bent over vellum, meticulously copying text, page after page, day after day. The legend of the Devil's Pact gives us a chilling origin, but the reality speaks of an almost superhuman feat of human endurance and devotion. Which story, you have to ask, is more awe-inspiring? So, what exactly is inside this monstrous book? It's not just a Bible, far from it. The Codex Gigas is a medieval library condensed into one volume. It contains the entire Latin Vulgate Bible, though with the books arranged in a peculiar, non-standard order. But alongside the sacred, you find the secular, Flavius Josephus's Antiquities of the Jews and the Jewish War, essential historical accounts. There's Isidore of Seville's Etymologiae, an ancient encyclopedia, attempting to categorize all knowledge known at the time. You'll also find a collection of medical treatises, and even the Chronicle of the Bohemians, a history of Bohemia. This wasn't just a religious text, it was an attempt to capture an entire universe of knowledge. But why this specific collection? And why in one single, impossibly large volume? What was the ultimate purpose of this extraordinary compilation? The life of the Codex Gigas hasn't been one of quiet contemplation in a monastery library. Its history is marked by conflict, plunder, and narrow escapes. In the 15th century, the Hussite Wars ravaged Bohemia, and the monastery where it resided was destroyed. The book miraculously survived, moving to Brumov Monastery, but its fame grew too great. In 1594, the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II, a known collector of the unusual and the occult, simply borrowed it. It never returned. The Codex resided in Prague until the brutal 30 Years' War. In 1648, as Swedish forces sacked the city, the Devil's Bible was taken as war booty, carried away to Stockholm. Its dramatic escapes weren't over. In 1697, a devastating fire ripped through the Swedish royal castle. The Codex, too large and heavy to be carried downstairs, was reportedly thrown from a window, narrowly avoiding complete incineration. It even injured a person below upon landing. This book seems to have a will of its own, a destiny to survive. For all its incredible intactness, the Codex Gigas isn't entirely whole. At some point in its long history, 8 pages were deliberately removed. 8 pages, gone, vanished. And we have no definitive record of what they contained. This absence has fueled countless theories. Were they personal notes from the scribe? Perhaps more obscure, potentially dangerous texts that someone later deemed too potent, too heretical to remain? Or were they simply mundane documents, like the monastic rule of St. Benedict, that were later needed elsewhere? The mystery of these missing pages adds another layer to the enigma. What was so important or so dangerous that it had to be excised from this already extraordinary volume? And who had the authority or the audacity to do it? We can't talk about the Codex Gigas without returning to its most iconic and unsettling feature: the full-page portrait of the devil. It's a stark, almost cartoonish depiction, yet deeply unsettling. He's alone on the page, rendered in dark, brooding colors, surrounded by an empty, ominous space. What's fascinating, and undoubtedly deliberate, is the page directly opposite it, a detailed, vibrant depiction of the heavenly city, the ultimate good, staring directly at the ultimate evil. A powerful visual sermon on the duality of the medieval world, the constant struggle between light and darkness, salvation and damnation. Was this portrait indeed a Pact marker? Or was it a stark warning, a visual representation of the horrors that awaited those who strayed from the path of righteousness? Its inclusion makes the Codex Gigas not just a book of knowledge, but a chilling spiritual battleground. So, centuries later, the Codex Gigas continues to fascinate and confound. Was it the work of a single, pious monk, laboring for decades in an unparalleled act of devotion? Or did desperation truly lead to an unholy alliance, leaving its sinister mark on history? We may never truly uncover all its secrets. The identity of its sole creator remains elusive. The contents of its missing pages continue to be a subject of intense speculation. And the whisper of the Devil's Pact, though scientifically dismissed, still clings to its colossal form. The Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible, a book that transcends its physical form, a testament to human ambition, devotion, and the enduring power of a truly legendary mystery. What do you think happened in that monastery? Let us know in the comments below.